Ah, yeah, baby. All right, let's see if this works. Yep, you can see the live stream here. That's fine by me. Actually, no, I should probably put my thing there. Uh huh. Yeah, I got some new cameras, some proper cameras now, and let's just see how this works. I know some of y'all been wanting to see how I do my stuff. So yeah. So I just been cleaning up the whole set because my first few streams were just a test to see if I would even want to continue this whole streaming thing. So yeah. And the best part is I'm streamer mode, so if I want to change my angle, oh, you know what's happening. What's up, you guys? I got a new camera as well, so hopefully you can notice it on the newer videos. Things a little more clear, so you can actually see some of the details of the guns more clearly now. So I'm just gonna have to hope that it actually works out. So just got to go from there. And of course, it's face tracking. Oh man, I should turn that off on the camera. Oh well, we're just gonna go with it. I'm just testing out this new thing, so. If I want to talk to people, I can go with this camera, or if I'm about to start building, I just switch here, and it should go to that camera in like a few seconds. Awesome, there we go. There you go, you can see me, alright. So, I don't know what I was going to do, honestly. I guess what I can just do is, try and finish out. Well, not finish out, but sort of try and get some stuff working, I suppose. So, let's see here. This thing again, God. Just wanted that thing to work, man. It's getting me a little heated. There we go. Freaking thing, dude. This thing, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, so last repair stream, I was trying to get that working. And, well, obviously that didn't work out too well. So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and hopefully get it working this time. If I can find the battery tray where this thing goes to. There we go. I should do a shotgun. I could do a shotgun. You know what? Let's do a shotgun. Screw it. This is just a test stream for today before I actually start the build of the Proton Pack. I wanted to see if this camera setup I got going on would actually work out. So, shotgun, you say? Okay, shotgun. All right, let me go get some cardboard real quick, and let's get to it. I didn't really prep anything up beforehand, I'll be honest. All right, that's easy. That's done. And I actually have some paper, actually. Yeah, look at that. Uh-oh, is that paper guns returning? Oh, wow. Wow. Much paper. Alright, so. Okay. Can we see the M1887? I had actually, that gun is gone. Like, I actually ended up breaking it. So, let's see here. Shotgun shell for scaling. What else? Give me a second. Grab my mic. Uh-oh. Okay. Have I used a card? I have used cardstock before. Yes. Let's see here. So let's just get that settled. So have I used cardstock before? Yes. Yes, I have. I actually. What the heck am I? What song is this? What? Isn't this that meme song? OBS, why are you doing this to me? Oh no. Oh well. Well, that's cool. You can always see my constant. That's cool. Whatever. But yeah, I've used cardstock before, but it was like only once or twice. So we're gonna make a quick shotgun. We're gonna make a super shorty because I don't have the patience. So for yeah, this is for you. Don't say I never done anything for my viewers, all right? So so first thing is first. This is the most basic shotgun mechanism I can think of. So let's just hope this works out. So, oh, there we go. Yeah. Hopefully, it's good enough to listen to while working. So. Alright, so the first thing is first, I need to go get an additional, you don't need to use this, but if you have it, I suggest try not experimenting. If there's one underutilized material, it's bamboo skewers. I love these things. These will always come in handy because they always fit perfectly in the corrugation of the holes of a corrugated cardboard, and it just adds some strength to your cardboard if your gun really needs it. But in my case, I need it for the priming rod. You don't need it, but this is just my own personal preference. It is possible to make the gun without it, so I'll do that first, and then do that from here. Paper, cardboard, everywhere. If you want my opinion, I'd say probably a pistol, just to get the foundations down for that mechanism. And then, if my fan doesn't keep blowing away my paper, it is pretty hot here today. Here. It's getting pretty warm. Okay, yeah, stop blowing paper away. I need the paper, please. Please! There we go. Alrighty. So, first thing is first. Okay, so yeah, let's get this started. This is for you. I know you've been asking for a shotgun, so this is not really a tutorial, but let's see if I can explain my process, or lack thereof. So the paper can wait for a bit. All right, so all right, I thought on my camera. Cool. All right, now you get to see the thing. All right. So. All right. So first thing is first. So the thing about making a shotgun, and what is the first tip I can give you for a shotgun? The body length. Typically, what I normally do, for any sort of shotgun build is I like to look up a shotgun and Google its dimensions, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to focus on trying to get the mechanism to work. And then later, we'll focus on actually making it true to life in terms of scaling and all that. So, first, let me go check the sharpness of my blade. That's still pretty sharp. Okay. So first thing is first. It all comes down to the body. So the body is where everything is going to be housed. That's where the mechanism is going to go, etc., etc. So this is my version, or this is how I make my shell ejecting guns. They're not going to be true to life, of course, but I used to draw it, but after realizing that a shotgun's body is just so simple, I pretty much just wing it. But in this case, I'll try and hopefully give you some useful pointers. In this case, so here we go. Let's try this. Let me get my calipers. All right, get that out of the way. Get my lighter. So, if you were to look up a shotgun shell, it would be the length of. Hey, Ultra. No, I do not make my own templates. I just look at a gun and then wing it from there. 58 millimeters length, or 2.28 inches. So I typically like to have a fake shell for scaling, but in this case, let's not do that. Otherwise, we're gonna get too focused on that. Well, let's just get focused on making the actual mechanism itself. So it all comes down to the cardboard you want to use. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be fun. And the way I like to do things. Where is my? Yeah, that tip is looking. Seen better days. Wow, now this tip is all messed up. Oh well. If I can cut that still cuts cardboard. Okay, sorry. So the first thing is first. I just get a piece of cardboard and trim it up. It's like cutting the fat off of meat or something. You just want to trim up the cardboard to where you know for sure you're going to use it. So in my case, I just like to trim off the flaps. I never use these things except for like maybe the side panels or something. So just cut it off as you see fit. Hey, Esteban, Sam. Oh shoot! I accidentally knocked over the M2. Not like it's gonna make it work any less, anyways. So just toss your little scraps to the side. Don't toss them out. They'll definitely come in handy for sure. Okay. Okay. Where's my trash can? Here it is. So, unfortunately, the cardboard I got was. Hello, Esteban. I think I already said that, but let's just make sure I say hi to everyone that pops up. Hello, Esteban. How's it going? Hope you're doing good. Everyone is doing good. Oh, my hands are dirty. Oh, well. It is what it is. So, where's my ruler? Alright, Esteban. So, a little technique I like to do that helps me. Oh, wait. Shell ejecting. You know, that is a really good question, actually. I know it sounds weird, but I actually do have a particular cardboard I like to use. And it's actually... I screwed that one up. I actually do have a particular cardboard I like to use. Basically, any cardboard that's thin but rigid. So you might get that kind of cardboard out of... not cardstock, but it is definitely corrugated cardboard. Basically... any kind of cardboard that's like this thickness, very rigid, but still pretty much like a standard box in a way. You can tell this is a little bit different from like moving boxes because they're a little bit more softer. This is a bit more rigid. It's kind of hard to explain what kind of cardboard this is because I get this from work. But basically, if it's like for, it's one of those things you kind of learn to get a feel for when you learn different kinds of cardboard and what different cardboards can be used for, which sounds kind of weird, but once you actually kind of see what I mean, hopefully one day, it'll make sense. But the cardboard I like to go for is kind of like this kind of cardboard. It's pretty rigid, but still very light to work with, and pretty thin for the most part. So this is my kind of cardboard I like to use. So the first thing I like to do is any natural creases in the body. of the cardboard, I like to try and use that as much as possible. So that way it just saves me having to bend unnecessary amounts of stuff. So in this case, this bend right here might be the left side or the right side of the gun. In my case, it will be the right side. And so the way I like to do things is when I start tracing these things out, I like to have a ruler. And I know it sounds crazy, but if you look closely at the cardboard, you can see the ridges of the corrugation. That's usually my measurement for knowing where to fold, because the corrugations help you fold your cardboard when you get to it and all that. So in my case, I try and see right here. So I'll make a little mark where I want to fold it, for example. Let's say like right here. And then I'll just try and do a nice little, trace. So I know where to fold later, for example. Yes, it will be shell ejecting. This is going to be like the most bare bones, basic shell ejecting shotgun I could possibly manage here. Just for the sake of the stream. Is it better to make your shell out of paper or cardboard? I personally like paper because A, it's more lighter, and B, you can make it's more easier to make a round tube out of paper than it is cardboard, no matter how much you try. That's just me. And you don't, if you're just making tubes, you don't have to worry about, making end caps. You can just make it as is. So in this case, if you're wondering, for me, I like to make, if you really want measurements, I guess, I like to eyeball it for about maybe an inch and a half. Like I said, you don't have to do that, but if you're wondering what I do, you can just measure it, and then, inch and a half. But basically, I'm just making a basic pump action shotgun as such. So what I like to do now is look at the nearest corrugation that it lies on and do a light trace so I know where to fold it. Otherwise, it's going to be a hard time later. So this fold is in line with one of the corrugations, which if you don't know what the corrugation is, it's basically the little channels on a cardboard box, hence why it's called corrugated. There you can see there how that bamboo skewer just goes into that little channel so effortlessly. That's a corrugation you want to try and use as a baseline. So when you fold it, the corrugation gives away, and that part will be easier to fold. Yeah. So first thing is first, I get the bottom of the gun. These the shotguns I make are not able to be field stripped, so I don't have to worry about too much. So what I do, what can also help is you fold it lightly like that. There we go. Like that as such. Oh crap. Yeah, do a light fold this way inwards. There we go. Yeah, just a nice little fold, and the corrugation naturally will give way, and you have a pretty easy folding experience. This is why I like corrugated cardboard, and I like look closely at the corrugations. There you go. Nice folded side here. There you go. So now you have yourself what would be the body. So this is going to be the bottom, if I didn't mention it. So this is the bottom. Never hurts to label which parts of the gun are yours, or which part of the gun is going to be which. So that's the bottom of the gun. So now at this point, what I like to do is, in this case, is now I like to imagine, all right, if I'm going to assemble the shotgun, how is it going to be? So this is where, for example, give me some paper. We're going to make 2 barrels, of course. So one will be the magazine tube, one will be the main barrel. And just for a rule of thumb, they should both be around the same diameter for the most part, just for aesthetic reasons, and also just so it looks, it actually, so it functions. So what I like to do is I'll just take maybe one, I guess in this case, two pieces of paper for the most part, and then roll it up. But the thing is here, I like to roll it up in conjunction to whatever the gun's length is. But I'm just gonna try and keep it simple and just say I'll just roll it up and try and make it fit kind of within the shell body as such, like that. So it's snug, but not like over what's called expanded. So there we go. And if you have like a some sort of reference, it helps too. But in my case, I just like to eyeball things and then go from there. So you have your magazine tube right here. Ouch! Ow, 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 ow. There we go. Magazine tube right here. Done. It's like like I said, I'm trying to make this the most bare bones, a basic shotgun, so you can at least just get the process. But then you can go on and actually learn it yourself. So, just get a piece of paper real quick. And I ruined it, of course. My dry hands are causing me. It would help to pre-prime a piece of tape, actually. A little tip. That way you don't have to hold on to this and juggle 800 things at once. Okay. So, if you're going to use paper for your tubing, then a little trick that helps me, especially when you hit... Because if you already see this, that's going to cause troubles down the line. I can already feel it, I already know it, actually. So, what I like to do now is take my thumb or finger, basically, and expand it. So whatever way you roll your paper, counter-rotate it. So that way the paper expands and doesn't tighten up. Expand it as much as you can on both sides. So, for example, if your paper is rolled this way, counter-roll that way to expand the paper as much as you can, which will allow it to be as tight as possible, but also give you the most amount of opening as well. And what I like to do with paper, at least in this case, is keep it from doing that. I'll just take the most bare bone piece, so like 2 pieces here, and just carefully look for the piece where the flap is open like that, and try and place a piece of tape right in between the flap and the barrel, and then flatten out a little to apply it. So that way, when you finally when you finally place it, it won't delaminate. So when you put shells in, it'll be easier to do it because there won't be so much blockage of the papers doing this naturally. And then just for aesthetic reasons, if you want, you could also do one here, place on one side, and then on the body, flatten it a little. Just ease the tape going in, give it a firm press so it's actually on there, not peeling off, and there we go. And this will be the side that the shells will go into, so anything you can do to help make this as smooth as possible by flaring it out or just taping the edges so it's smoother will help dividends when you're eventually in the later processes of making a shotgun. So the thing here is now you kind of want to imagine, okay, what does the shotgun look like? So we're not going to go by any real life designs, but in this case, since it's a pistol grip shotgun, I'll make it a Serbu Super Shorty or something, or a Shorty shotgun, whatever. Just a simple little, demonstration piece or something. So what I like to do is, in this case, make another barrel real quick, and this will help with the scaling in a bit. I say scaling loosely, but more of like just how to know where to fold your shotgun initially. There we go. So just try and get them to similar sizes. It's not too important if you don't, mainly because of the fact that The barrel's not even gonna do anything at all. Just being real with you, it's not gonna do anything at all. It's just there to look pretty, actually. So make the new tube, tape it as best you can. Try to make it as smooth as possible. In this case, since it's not as important, you can just tape it wherever for the barrel. It doesn't matter too much. But if you want to make it look neat, go for it. No one's stopping you. There we go. Oh, I thought I turned on my light. Oh well. There we go. There we go. Give me a second. There we go. Just had to turn on my bedroom lights. Okay. So it doesn't really matter at this point, but just for the sake of continuation, this will be tube. This will be barrel. There we go. Tube and barrel. So shotgun tube, shotgun barrel. Cool. I know the paper is separating, but that can wait for a bit. That can be later. Right now, what you want to do is sort of now figure out. I prefer my guns au natural, so it can really showcase the, I guess you can say the cardboard in its natural state compared to painting. Because I feel like when you paint something, or paint at least when I paint my guns, it sort of loses that kind of charm of seeing all that cardboard, different strips of cardboard you use to make it, you know, all the different ways you adhered it all together, and seeing all the little details made from various parts of cardboard. Like, eventually after a while, you can tell what was a cereal box, what was just a random Amazon box, what was a shipping box, a colored, you know, Crayola box or something. You know, just seeing the mismatch of different parts to make one big piece is what's appealing to me. Hence why I like it natural, personally. But if I really need to paint it for whatever reason, I don't mind it either, but I prefer au natural. I think it just showcases the natural beauty, I guess, of the gun more, in my personal opinion. So anyways, so what I was going to say is, so for the barrel and magazine, a thing you'd like to know is, barrels and shotgun magazines aren't actually this close in real life. They're not just touching. There's actually spacers in between, because you have to have a place for the pump. So in my case, we're gonna need some spacers, but that's not too bad. So what you can do to space it is take. Actually, I'll show you. Here, you can take one of your cardboards and basically just loosely approximate it. So about right there. And what you're gonna do is just cut off a strip. But here's why. Here's just make a little strip. And in this case, you don't want this strip to be wider than the tube itself. I'll show you in a bit. Here we go. Here we go. Pardon me. There we go. So a good little rule of thumb for me for these spacers is I like to make I guess the second length of your finger, if you like. So one here, one there. So now what you're gonna do is cut it. Oh, where'd my pen? Oh, cut it right here. And then basically just take the one that you cut as a template loosely, and then do that. There we go. So now just take this. There we go. Boom. So that will be your spacer between the barrel and the magazine tube. So when you actually go to make the little rounded piece to put your pump handle on, it won't cause any sort of friction. It will be pretty free for the most part. That's fine, Sun Memer. It was nice for you to at least tune in for a bit, so that's cool. Yep, we'll give one, man. And then we make all right. So we're gonna make the other spacer. So again, cut that. Cut this. There we go. 2 spacers. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tape these barrels so they're more clean. So you just do that. To do that, you just take a piece of tape, whatever it may be, approximate length of the tube, and then cut it middle as best you can. Just tear it down the straight line of the tape. There we go. Place that aside real quick and just carefully, or best you can, tape down this little strip that's sticking up down as possible, best as possible. There we go. So that's the barrel. And this will be the magazine tube. There we go. Okay, so you got 2 tubes now, barrel and the magazine tube. Both are different sizes, but that's fine. Because what you're gonna do now is just on just one of them. So this is the magazine tube. Make sure you kept track of which end you taped up the most, because that's gonna be the end that shells go into. So this is the rear. So what I'm gonna do now is just take a piece of cardboard, put a light dab in the middle. And then carefully, now this, you're gonna be careful because it's hot and you'll feel it through the paper. Just carefully spread it around a little. Give yourself a little, little leeway here. There we go. Make sure it's nice and centered. There we go. There we go. And just let it do its thing. Let it dry for a bit. There we go. Yeah. I know scented, don't want to keep messing with it. I know I'm doing it. So, the reason why is when you dry it, it'll look like that in a way. There we go. So we can see that. So, yeah. And then later on, when you're near the finishing part of it, then you can glue that on and you have this kind of thing going on. Like that. So here comes the part where it starts to get a little real. So, I'm gonna grab water real quick. There we go. Whew. Oh yeah, so the key to so the barrels don't come out crooked. I hate to say it, but you really just gotta have I guess a sort of an eye for it. It takes a little practice to get it right, especially by just eyeballing it. But what helps me actually is loosely kind of holding your hands together, and then kind of just loosely comparing it, and then you sort of hold both together and see if you can sort of just like equalize it in a way. There you go, like that. So when you glue it together, it'll be as best as parallel as you can. Yeah, there we go. That's what I like to do, is I just like to use my hand like a U form. So if I have 2 barrels or something like that, I can hold it gently, and then I can just pretty much approximate it. Use my second hand to fine tune it, and then as it's drying, there we go. 2 pretty evenly spaced, not spaced, but hopefully pretty straight tubes. Because you'll know, because if you see it like that or like this, it'll be obvious. So that's what your hand does. I guess it will naturally want to center it, and then at least from the rear, then you take your front hand and then sort of just do the last bits, and then there we go. And you also get a feel for it too the more you do this. So yeah. But if all else fails, you can also just take a piece of cardboard and then just Literally just do that, and you'll get the same result without having to be as the using so much of your hand and less cramping too. And yeah, just tape it together. Yeah, or you can just do that too. Use a piece of cardboard and straighten it out. Whichever method works for you. Okay, so I think that's done drying. Yes, it is. Okay. So the next piece now is we're gonna, of course, glue the barrel on. So we're gonna do that. So again, a little dab here in the top. There we go. There we go. So doing that. So using my hand method, or cardboard method too, whichever that works for you. See, you can also do that. Just make sure you keep an eye on it. And then I'll just do my method. There we go. And it's straight as it's drying. Trying to dry it or blow it dry. There we go. Yep, there we go. So this is where the interesting part now. This is where, not interesting, but this is where it gets a little involved. So the part here now that you're gonna want to consider for your shotgun, kind of like that. But this is where the interesting part comes out, or comes in, is on the top of the shotgun. It's rounded. I wish I had a shotgun here. So, for example, there we go. There we go. So in this case, you can see the top of the shotgun is actually kind of rounded, like that. And that comes pretty much at the tail end of folding the gun together. And the way you do that is like this. So, the way I like to do it is from the bottom here. Oh, I didn't forget to trim those parts off. It's no biggie. It's just an example anyways. Usually what you want to do before you actually use your cardboard is trim off any edges, like just straighten out. But in my case, it's just an example, so I'm not going to fuss too much over it. So basically, take your, take the bottom of the shotgun, go up to here. There we go. And then sort of just eyeball it. There we go. Do a light trace. And that there is the entire height of the two barrels, or sorry, the tubes. Like such. And it's okay if it's a little bit lower. There's a reason why. Kind of like that. Oh, crap. There we go. So that little line we made here, it's going to go right here. That's how tall the little tubes are. There we go. And so now the fun part, I say lovingly, is now you're going to have to actually bend this. So it's the same technique, but this time you got to be very mindful. So what I like to do first, in this case, is basically do the same thing for the other side, but just a little bit lower. So up to here. Because you're going to fold it over on itself. So what you're going to do now is basically take that piece and you're going to cut this off. And this part you don't have to worry about getting as straight because you're just trimming it. Go. There we go. Kind of like that. And you can see, it's almost like the same technique on the shotgun right here. About the same height, per se. And if it happens to be a little bit too bigger than usual, I'll I'll show you how you can just make up for that difference in the sizes. It's actually not that hard. So, next thing, so since you already took a mark of this side, all you gotta do now, basically, is take this piece that you marked out, and if I were you, I would make a nice light trace, just so you know what the corrugation is. There we go. And if you have something blunt or sharp, I would suggest using it here. So basically, an unsharpened pencil will work just fine. And here, you want to just crease it. So in my case, that line of the corrugation, follow it. There we go. There we go. Basically, what we're trying to do is set it up for folding it. There we go. There we go. So that's how it starts. So basically now, you just go in there, and you want to keep rounding it out until just as you're about to round it over to this side. So I'm assuming around here is a good point to start or to stop. So I'm gonna just do that real quick. There we go. Use the corrugation to your advantage. So that little piece here will be on itself, but it's gonna be rounded in the finished product. So here we go. So it's gonna take some time. This takes a little bit of patience, but basically, just round this part off. Yep, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, this part takes a lot of time. Just get the rounded part up. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there we go. And it should hopefully end up with something kind of like that. Square on the bottom, but then semi-rounded at the top. And basically at this point now, what you can do now, which makes it easier too to work on this thing, is sort of line it up as best you can, square it out. Yep, here we go. And just lightly trace it. Oh, of course, I have to use the one that's not sharpened. There we go. And then cut it out. Oh, you always had trouble curving it? Okay. So basically what I did is the corrugations you see going this way, this is why I always like to have the corrugations going lengthways of the gun, not only for strength, but easier to curve it if need be, is you look at the corrugations, and sort of just just slightly indent on them, like kind of push them in with your finger or a blunt, non-piercing item in this case. Could be this, the end of a pen, you know, just whatever you have fit, lighter if you really want to. Just, you know, push it in, you know, push in the corrugations. And basically what it allows you to do, or you can just use your fingers or the thumbnail, just pull it down. But basically just get that little, crumple these up so that when you fold it, it'll be easier to do that, and you got yourself a semi-rounded top. Yeah, if you did it right, the square should be semi-equal on both sides, and you still have the rounded top. Alright, so there's your shotgun barrel, per se. Yeah. Now for this piece, if you don't like this little thing, that's perfectly fine. Just take a ruler, line it up as such, and then trim it. There we go. There we go. So now the part that's going to be interesting is imagining how the gun's going to work now. That's where the fun really begins. So what I like to do is, in my case, so you know the bottom of the panel that we marked, this bottom right here, this is where it's going to come in handy. So what I would like to do is just, instead of putting the whole thing in here, I like to put maybe half of it. So when you fully assemble it, you know, only half of it is sticking out. But like that. So the reason why I mentioned that is do this, lightly trace it out. There we go. So this piece here, you know, is where the barrels are going to reside. It should look kind of like that. Just a nice little pencil mark so you can see it, but then erase it later. And then now you translate that to here. Boom. There we go. That's what you want to see. This line here is where you know not to cut into. Now, oh, yeah, we're gonna go. See, that's one of the big issues I had when I was making this mechanism too. I'll show you how that I'll show you how to fix that actually in a bit. Let me assemble this real quick. So basically, what I like to do now is, since you're gonna make the shell, you kind of want to imagine how big the shells are gonna be. So if you have a model one, that's fine. But in my case, what I like to do is just imagine using the first two segments of my finger, 2.5. And then that's how long the little fake shotgun shell I have here would be. Because it's, you know, it's I think the standard length of a shotgun shell, two and 2/3, I think is the length. So I could be wrong. 2.5. I don't remember the exact length actually. I'm drawing blanks right now. I'm tired. Anyways, but basically, whatever the size of your shell is. So in this case, for example, if your shell was, you know, this big, I'd like to add just maybe 1/2 inch overall, the entire length of that, whatever the size of your shell is. That way you can have room for the loading gate. So in this case, just simply cut it out. we go. So now take your hobby knife and just basically see these two lines where we marked out for the shell. Like I said, I like to trace the front of the shell, but then add like maybe half an inch behind it. Now you take that part out and cut it out. Go. Alright, so you have a loading gate now. Yep. There we go, there's your loading gate. And the barrel, the chamber would be right there. There you go. Okay, so now the next thing you want to do yes, actually, the size of the shell does matter. So now that I didn't mention it, actually, let's go make a quick shell real quick. So, grab a piece of tape. Okay, grab a piece of tape real quick. I am making a shell ejecting shotgun, the most basic rendition of my mechanism. So, let's do it. So, we're going to make a quick shell. But yes, the size of the shell does matter in this case for the mechanism, because if it's too loose, the way it works is when you pretend to shoot the gun back, the shell's going through this little crevice. And if it's too small, a lot of them can gather into one place. But if it's too big, obviously, you can't move. So it has just to be enough to where it can move under its own weight, but not too big where if you do multiple times, it could potentially jam up the system. So it does actually matter in this case. So in this case, you whatever tube, the size of your tube is, adjust your paper accordingly. There we go. So the tube, or the magazine, or the bullets really, should be just enough to kind of slide in and out of it, but not enough to where it'll get stuck, unless you want to put a little weight in it, which never hurts, but I typically try and make it fall underneath its own weight paper. So, in this case, we should be good. Oh yeah, that's perfect. So, just take a piece of paper, and tape the middle if you can, as best you can. And that's just to hold it. Now we get the actual piece of tape. There we go. Alright, get this little thin piece. There we go. There we go. Alright, just gently try and... There we go. You don't have to worry about the insides because all you have to worry about is the outside. So, now, give your little test. Here's the magazine tube. It should just fall out underneath its own weight. That's how you can test if it's good. Yeah, so that way the gravity is what, yeah, so that's the size of the shell. Doesn't have to be exact. So as long as it fits within whatever the shell's tube is on your shotgun and can slide in and out freely, that'll help out in the future. So save this. This will be your shell tube, and this is what's gonna come in handy later. But for now, if you want to, what you can do is just take the size of your shell that the loading gate you made, and take see the entire length of this loading gate. Just take off half an inch off of that, like pretty much the reverse. So about right there, and that'll be the size of your shell. So let's do one. And let's do two. What I like to do is use my finger as a stop, put the other tube on top of it, and that'll pretty much give you a guess approximate. And then just mark it with your thumb. Then, as close as you can, cut it. And you got yourself two pretty equal sized tubes of paper. And these will be your shells. And just for the sake of it, why not? Let's do one more. Again, finger as a backstop, thumb to mark it. Take your scissors, cut as straight as possible. And there we go. 3 similarly sized pieces of tubes for your shells. You know what? Let's make 4. Why not? I already have the paper out. One more time. Finger, backstop, mark it straight as possible. Yeah. Oh, I messed that one up a little. There we go. Okay. 4 shells. The reason why these shells will come in handy in a bit, because oh, my nose itchy. So when you're loading them, if they're too big, they're too long, you gotta remember you gotta load them into your thing. So when you're loading them in, you know, loading in the shells. Anyway, so tested, they all fall out. So this one gets stuck a little. Oh, never mind. Yeah, so what happens when you cut them, it'll pinch it and then it'll get a little tight up there. Just kind of do that and it'll kind of smooth it out a bit. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Which is the tube. There we go. There we go. So in this case, now we need the ejection port. So it's pretty much literally right above this thing. So just gonna do a light tracing of it. There we go. Alright, so after tracing the loading port, just do straight up here to here. And maybe a little bit into the upper frame of the body too. About there, yeah. There we go. Now, what you want to do is take your shotgun shell and take the barrel that you made and sort of imagine it while it's there. And so in my case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lightly go here. And then for the shotgun shell, let's say, let's go up to here. Alright, so that square right here is what you're going to cut out for the ejection port. Ah, yeah, so my rule of thumb, typically speaking, when it comes to your shell, whatever the size you make your loading port or your loading gate here, you know, for when you're loading in the shells, you also want to just pretty much trace straight up and then maybe a little bit into the top of the curved part of the frame, and then you should come up with something like that in the end. And this little piece right here will be your ejection port, and from there you could trim a little or trim upwards. So what I like to do is always try and intentionally make it smaller than usual, and then gradually work my way up until it works. That's the technique I like to do. So there we go. And if you're feeling a little not too sure, you can also extend it just a tad. There we go. So this will be my ejection port right here. And also if you have trouble, don't be afraid to overextend it a little. So for the sake for this, if you're, what I like to do is trace straight up, and then if you're a little bit not sure, don't be afraid to maybe extend it half an inch, I guess, in this case. So there we go, half an inch, and then just extend the square, and then boom, now you have a new length. And just for the sake of this video, just to show you, I'll do that too. And then you don't have to do it, you don't have to make it fancy, but I'm gonna round off the edges too, because that's what I'm used to doing. You don't have to do this part, this is just me just flexing a little, if anything. But you don't have to do that part, you don't have to make the edges rounded. You can make them straight square, that is totally fine. I'm honestly just flexing a little with the rounded edges, so. Yep, so give me a second. So yeah, if you have trouble with the clearance, don't be afraid to just extend the ejection port a little bit. In fact, on real guns, they actually do that. They accommodate for the full length of the shell and just a little bit extra, because what happens is we don't realize is on an actual shell, when these fire, the little cap here expands. So the shell can be this length, but after it's fired, it can be a little bit like that long. So on an actual shotgun, the ejection port is just a tad oversized, just to accommodate for that expanded piece of plastic there. So when you eject it, it doesn't get caught up in there. Something we tend to overlook when we're making covert guns, because we don't have that issue with the expanding cap. But on the actual shotgun, it actually does accommodate for that little extra length. So if you're having trouble, just add half an inch from where you started your ejection port, and you should have more than eject clearance for that thing to eject. And troubleshooting these things also takes some time. That's why shell ejecting guns have their own kind of workflow to them, because they're not just like a regular gun where you can just start it. You kind of have to accommodate the body to do such a thing, unfortunately, because you want your mechanisms to be as rigid as possible, and if you keep adding all these features on it where the body can like flex and all that, then it just really ruins the tolerances at times. Then no one's gonna have a good time. Oh shoot, need some water. Holy moly. Just grabbing a drink of water and changing the music. What is this? We're gonna play some Payday now. Yeah, buddy. Yep, Esteban, it is a shell ejector. And now I'm raising the music, and now it's getting real. There we go. And then, as you wrap the thing around, if this happens to overlap, just trace that part out and cut it out. It's a little loud. There we go. Okay, so when you do that part, just kind of flare it out a little if you had to do this. There we go. Just take the edges and pinch them outwards towards the outwards like that. So they kind of look like that. Pinch them out this way. That way when you glue it all together as such, there we go. So there we go. And then if you do it right, the shell just be just big enough to go through. There we go. There we go. And then when you attach just the barrel tube, yeah, there you go. There you go. It should look like that. There you go. And then there's the bottom. Yeah. Okay, so now now you have to make the actual what's it called, shell ejection mechanism. So to do that, I'm trying to do this as simply as possible. How am I going to do this? Because typically what I would do is I would take a rod like this, make a round piece around it, attach it in an L shape, make the back, reinforce it a little, put a spring, and that's essentially your shell ejection mechanism right there. But in this case, I want to make it simple. So I'm trying to think, how am I going to do this? Okay. Yeah, the mechanism actually isn't hard, per se. It just takes a lot of tuning to get it right. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to make it super easy. So, a little technique I used to do when I didn't want to make a hinge pin and stick it in the gun and hope for the best is this. So get yourself any kind of cardboard really that's thin but has a pre-made fold. So in this case, this would do just fine right here. This little piece. Oh, sorry, this little piece right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save us the trouble. There you go. So what you're going to do is find a piece of cardboard. Cut this out. Hold on. So find a piece of cardboard that has a kind of like a built-in, that's already been pre-folded. It'll just definitely help. And, you know, fold it a few times if you like, but don't fold it too much. And then what you're going to do next is just take it, measure it within, that fits within the confounds of the little loading gates up to there. Here we go. You want to make sure it fits within it snugly, with a little, like maybe half a millimeter of each side to freedom. There we go. And then what I'm going to do next is, it will be simple. You just take the little hinged part and reinforce it with tape. There we go. Boom. Not that much either. It just needs a little piece of tape on the hinge part. Make sure you get the hinge part with tape, and then that way the tape will actually keep it stable for the most part. There we go. So the main thing about this mechanism is, now, this is the part you're going to affix to the gun. So make sure everything past that is the part that you want moving. So in this case, I'm going to attach it right here. So take a note of where you want it. And typically the way I gauge where to put my thing is I'll put it just a little bit ahead of where you want to cut it, like that. Because I already know what I'm going to do. What I'm going to show you right here is I'm going to actually fold it downwards just a tad. There we go. I'm going to fold it downwards. And if you want to, and what I sometimes would do, actually, just to reinforce it, is just take a piece of another cardboard. There we go. Straighten this piece out quick. There you go. Just straighten this piece of cardboard and do that. So it's double layered and it's more rigid. See, a lot of issues here is a lot of the force is implied on this little flicker piece / loading gate. So you're going to want to reinforce it as possible. So what I like to do is just take another piece of cardboard and literally just sandwich it on there. And let me show you. So put that little dab here. Here on the front. Spread it around a bit. There we go. It doesn't matter if it overhangs a bit, and then as it's drying, make sure you implement that little curvature right there. It just helps the shells to have a landing place to land onto. Let's cut this out. There we go. And if you like to, round off the edges. Actually, it's not just for looks, but it's also to keep it from getting caught up in anything square inside the body. So you don't have to worry about it getting stuck anywhere. There we go. No, I could make it a little better. Come on. Got people watching. There we go. Round it off a little. Deburr the edges if you want. There we go. Round it. So basically just two pieces of cardboard, so it's reinforced. There we go. And then what I like to do next is naturally what I'll try and do now is when I attach it to the gun, like that. And then I'll continue to fill with it a bit. So just casually get this piece down. Hello, Riley. There we go. And if you have to, just bend that piece down too. Here we go. This is where a lot of fine tuning just happens. There we go. Unfortunately. So there we go. So as you can see here, that's where the loading gate should be. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start loading it, or I'm going to start marking where to put it. There we go. So I marked it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start building up the piece here. You don't have to do it for me. I like to do it just to help deburr the edges. So it's sort of like, if there's any loose fibers, it just burns them off, really. It just makes me feel good and gives me an excuse to play with fire. Honestly, you don't even need to do that. Just giving it a rub with your hand like this will deburr it as well. Me, I like to just set things on fire, so it's just a personal thing, really. So next, what I'm going to do now is... Oh, there we go. That's loud. Holy moly. Okay. There we go. So now, here comes the next part. So what I like to do now is take your magazine tube. Okay, that is really loud. Hold on. There we go. Take your magazine tube and then place it like at the very edge. And then this is gonna be a little bit, not difficult, but it's gonna be a little challenging. But imagine as if your thing is pretty much there. And when you use the shell, what you want to do now, this is why I say the size of the size of the shells matter. So when you're shooting, you know, the way it should be. There we go. The way it should be is this shell should just be enough to take the space of this shell, but not let any other shells go through. So this is where having precisely sized shells, not precisely, but just enough to be consistent, or what's really key here. So what I do is lightly put it there, and I'll lightly mark it. So where you're probably having trouble is is sometimes the shells might be too much of a different size variation. So what happens is when the one shell is like on the lifter, right? It might be short enough to where this shell might be protruding just enough. So when it tries to eject, it gets stuck on the next shell, and so that's why having a similarly sized shells as much as possible helps with the ejection, because it doesn't have to worry about that as much. Stamped receiver, sometimes that's what you gotta do. Yeah, on the actual shotgun, as Gunmaster is saying sarcastically, is basically on an actual shotgun, the main body is actually open, and basically on the bottom here, you can actually punch out 2 pins and take out the fire control group. And then from there, you can unassemble the gun by, unscrewing the end cap, taking off the barrel, and then you can remove the shroud that's on the magazine tube, and then take apart the arms and all that. In this case, this is a solid body shotgun. That's not really too common, if at all. That's why he said the forbidden stamped body shotgun. That's essentially what this is being built as, because you're not intended to take out the fire control group or anything. So that's why you got to make sure this all works the first time. So as I set the length here. Yeah, there we go. That's right. So what I'm gonna do now is I like to raise it up a little bit, so it has extra length to go downwards a little. There we go.
It's a fast-paced industry. The boot camp allowed me to keep my job, honestly, and continue working. My end goal was to be able to live in a cool city and have enough money to do fun things and enjoy my life.
Okay.
I just didn't see any of that in the career I was in. I happened to see a job posting.
So what I did now is I added a little piece of cardboard here. So instead of being flat against it, it kind of tilts down a little, which also helps with feeding the shells onto the carrier, like that. And then what you want to do is make sure as best as possible that it is straight, because this is where a lot of the work happens. So if this is crooked, it's gonna bind up on one of the sides of the gun, and you don't want that. So you want it as straight as possible. So do a few test lifts and all that if you can. There we go. Yep, so that's good. So there we go. So when you fix it, give it a few lifts and make sure it actually clears the edges here, which is what you want. And also make sure it doesn't touch any of the sides. So when you do this, make sure it actually does that without any binding of any sort. Like that. That's what you want. You want to see this without any sort of binding. That's the secret to making it eject. Right there. So, and keep track of that line, because that's going to be the shell. So anything past this line, that's part of the mechanism. So when your gun shell it lays on that, that's the part that's going to get flicked out. And hopefully when everything is said and done, you get the idea. Let's see if I can replicate what's supposed to happen. As you shoot the gun, it goes into this little carrier, and as you pull the handle back, there will be a little ramp here, and it'll basically eject it through the side or something like that. So let's go get this part done. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm gonna sorry. Whew, I just got a headache there for a second. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tape this little backstop. Or not tape, sorry, glue it to here. Yeah, so basically now, when you apply the little backstop for the shell, make sure it's as straight as possible as well, like that, so you can see here. Yeah, there we go. So basically, all that's left in the mechanism is the bolt, and the bolt is what actually flicks up the. Oh crap! I made it a little too close there. There we go. There we go. Just trying to. There we go. So the bolt is what actually flicks it up, as you can see here. See that? So it actually just kicks it up. That's what actually does the shell ejection. So let's say the shell goes onto the caddy, and then that's it. And then the little ramp will flick it out towards the side, and that's how it ejects. That's literally it. So now half of the trouble now is actually just trying to get the bolt to work. And the reason why you have all this ungodly amount of body is just so you have something to work with. Because the general rule of thumb is, what do you have for the size of this bolt? You essentially move it back to here, and then add a little few extra half an inch, and then that's the size of your body. For the most part, it's generally speaking, give or take, you know, the clearances here. So yeah, half of the trouble is just making sure this the body and the mechanism have enough clearance so they don't bind on the body, and that takes a little bit of work to fine tune. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that should do it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, now we're gonna need that little piece of cardboard. Here it is.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure you're covered. I'm talking about
So for the bolt, that's not too bad. You just take a piece of cardboard and just trace it just a little bit past that.
First up,
There we go.
the Wix platform is secure by design. Security experts are in the dev process, performing threat model, penetration tests, and designing code reviews. You get strong encryption for your data in transit and data at rest. E-com sites? Wix is compliant with the highest level of PCI DSS, and it doesn't stop there. The top international privacy and security regulations, they're all in place. You see, it's all about staying ahead of
And then again, corrugation, fold,
Wix security
fold,
never
fold,
24/7, 365.
fold,
Security Operations Center is on a mission
fold.
to monitor and
There you go.
hunt down threats. Plus, anti-DDoS protection,
Like that.
analysis, machine learning, and let's
And
not
then
forget the number
just
one
essentially do
reason
this,
security is
cut it in half, like
100% unhackable.
that's your bolt,
That's why we
essentially.
service all
And then basically
program for independent
goes like
security
that.
researchers, aka
There you go.
hackers. And that's not all.
And then this is where I got the bamboo skewers. I just like using the bamboo skewers. There we go. Stick it in there. Now, if you don't have bamboo skewers, I'll show you how to do it without it. But I just like to do it because it's more rigid. But you can also do it without bamboo skewers. Just to give an idea. Yeah, there we go. Make sure the fit is right even after you load it. Yeah, you can load it just fine. Yep, seed barrel. So you can kind of see the bottom here. There we go. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It'll get stuck if it's lifted too early. Hence why, in a bit, I'm gonna show you how to time it just right. It takes a little bit of finessing. See, that's the problem with this mechanism. It's not true to life. It's more of like enough to make it work. It can be cardboard. I just like using bamboo skewers, but I guess for the sake of this, just to show, I'm gonna use cardboard actually. Now that I think about it, I'll use cardboard just for the sake of demonstration here. So, but a bamboo skewer is nice if you just want to test the mechanism without having to make one, which is not what I like to do. So I just stick it in there for just temporarily, and then just make sure it can eject. But basically, in this case, I need that there. So right around there, that's where you want it to start lifting up. Right around here. Right around there. And then, if you do that, oh, there we go. Yeah, so that's where most of the trouble is now, is just fine-tuning this thing. Really, that's literally it. Shoot, my throat's starting to get raspy on me. Dang it. All right. Okay, so what you should do when you get the chance is just take a L piece of cardboard and just reinforce the little piece here, because that's going to be taking a lot of stress. So, and once you seal up this gun, you won't be able to fix it. So any reinforcement you can do now, the better. There we go. So that's reinforced. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay. So basically, now here's the. So basically, to get the bolt started, you basically just take a piece of cardboard, and then see how you rounded that edge right there. Yeah, you basically just take a piece of cardboard, round one edge, and just make it fit to that. And then I'll show you how to really start fine tuning this thing. There you go. Take that out. Alright, so start trimming up the little edge here. Boom, right here. There you go. There we go, there we go. Wait, a little piece there. Okay, just making sure. Okay. Okay. So this is where I'm assuming a lot of trouble is going to happen now. So since the bolt is like this, essentially, like that, and you're putting it into here, it's not going to properly do the ejection thing that you want. That's where you're going to have to start fiddling with this thing. So, this is going to be hard to explain. But basically what I try to do now, it's just cut enough to where what happens is when you start to get near the back of the, near the end of travel for this bolt, this little flicker piece starts to actually go up, as you can see here. Kind of like that, see? Kind of like that. As the bolt's going back on its travel path, then it starts to actuate the little loading gate / flicker thingy. So it looks like I got it down for the most part. I was going to trim it up. There we go. And of course, since this piece is going to have a lot of stress on it as well, it wouldn't hurt to actually take a glob of glue and just like plaster that way glue here in the front a little bit, just so it's like really solid on there. There we go. So now if you were to load it, you know, that's a tube there, bang. Oh, make sure it goes in all the way. Okay, bang. There you go. And then if your bolt has trouble too, you can also trim it a little bit. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Whew, okay. Okay, so that's that. Next, the bolt right here. So bang, you go. Yeah, there we go. Oh, silly me. I forgot to show you how to make the spring. That actually resets it so it doesn't stay up. Oh, crap. Let me go fix that real quick. Whoops, almost forgot to show you the spring. Okay, so, quick little detour. Almost forgot the spring. Almost forgot the spring. I was wondering why it wasn't resetting so quick. Okay, so, that was my bad. That is my bad. It's easy to overlook these things. So, basically, to make a quick spring, that allows you to, that basically resets the thing so it's always down as much as possible. You just take a piece of cardboard like this. You know, make sure it's thin enough and it fits within the gun. Okay, and then cut off the edges as much as you can. And then basically what you're going to do reinforce it with tape. Tape is your best friend in this case. Because the tape's natural, I guess, like, what, plastic-like features, I guess, in a way, allow it to be very flexible. There we go. There we go, and then trim off the edges here. There we go. So this little laminated piece is going to be the spring. So what I like to do is basically about halfway through the length of the little backstop here, just right up to there, right there. If you can see that, like up to there, I like to do that. Do this. There we go. So now, what I'll do is, this is how it should look like. Look like an M, like 1, 2, 3, about 4 bends. So take one end, typically the one that's facing this way, downward, as such. Take this and attach it to one side. There we go. Kind of like that. It should be kind of raising a bit, and then what you're going to do next, you can do that. So the natural spring tension will want to push it down. There we go. So it should kind of look like that in a way. So when you push it back, it'll naturally want to spring back down. There we go. Now the spring will actually reset it, as you can see here. Hence why I told you to reinforce it earlier, so this piece doesn't wear out too fast. And by extension, when you load this, you know, there we go. There we go. Bang. Yeah, so now I just gotta, what's it called? Make the piece here. There we go. Okay, so, ouch. Ooh. Okay. So, just like this one right here, you see it's cardboard, right? And this piece is cardboard. As you can see here, that's why I have to be very careful with it. But it is cardboard. Same mechanism. So. There we go, kind of like that. I know I see. There we go. Yeah, like that. Now, next part is to take this and attach it. So, what you can do if you're not too sure about it is you can actually reinforce this with cardboard. And let's do it. Why not? Let's send it. So basically, what you're going to do here, just take a piece of cardboard, cut it up to where it kind of fits halfway, like I remember that mentioning here. Yeah. And then just bend the bottom a little bit. Crease it if you like. It's all up to you. There we go. What this is going to do is not only will it provide some sort of some strength, but it'll also strengthen it a little, especially when you go and glue it to the gun. It's optional, but it does help it. There we go. like that. A little reinforcement here for the main magazine tube. Uh, Actually, it's not optional. Sorry, this you actually kind of need this. I'm so rusty with this. I can't even remember my own mechanism. Okay, there we go. So there we go. So when you go and glue it, it'll be much more rigid and won't break and all that.
You can edit your meta tags page by page or all in one go. Modify your URLs, inspect all of them in one click, and more. Save time, customize freely with SEO on Wix.
Okay, so alrighty, so we're pretty much ending or getting near the end here. So to get the cardboard action bar, basically, just get yourself a piece of cardboard. Try and find one that's pretty thick. So in this case, this one will work just fine. You want to imagine how far on the gun you're gonna send it out, or you want it to be on the gun. So in this case, we're making a super shorty. So up to here should be fine. This will be more than perfect for our usage here. So all right. Okay, this will be the action bar. Now this is where using the corrugation to your advantage comes in handy. So I'm cutting it with the corrugation. So in line with the corrugation. So it's, even though it's flexible, you can still push on it and it'll still be pretty rigid. Had it been the corrugation gone this way, that's it. It's game over. It's just going to bend and break at the first thing. So the way I like to attach these, honestly, is this way. So when you have your bolt in the gun, you gotta also remember where the barrel is gonna be. There it is. Oh, crap. Kind of like that. So loosely put the bolt in there and all that jazz. Or actually, no, forget that. Do this, and then basically the action bar, you want it there, so near the middle of the gun. It doesn't make any sense like that. There we go. In fact, if you want to now, nothing's stopping you, but might as well just do this. Huh? Get that perfect little piece out. There you go. So now you're going to have to roll it up and get rolling. Okay. So rolling it up as best you can. You don't have to make it too tight because, which is the magazine tube. So what you're going to do is just carefully sort of wrap it around the magazine tube, but not too tight. Just enough friction to where it holds it, but not too tight to where it actually starts to crumple the paper. So that's about good right there. Kind of keep it loose in your hand, like trying to keep track of it, of its how far it was wrapped around the thing, and then put a nice glob of glue, hold it. It's going to burn a little because it is hot glue. You can actually feel the the heat through the cardboard. Surprisingly, it's crazy actually. There we go. That do its thing. Perfect. So now you got yourself. Oh, wrong side. Oh no, messed it up. No. There we go. There we go. There we go. And for me, I like to keep the little side where the cardboard you can see is meeting up right here, kind of like upwards, just so when it all glues together, you don't see any exposed part. This little piece here, it'll be in line with the barrel, so it's kind of almost hard to notice unless you're looking closely for it. And then, yeah. So next, what you want to do, or that little U piece go. So this little U piece you're gonna need. Sorry, I said optional. You're gonna need it just for the sake of reinforcement. There we go. Reinforce it like that. So what I'm gonna do is just lightly put a glob of glue on this thing here. Yeah. And just be careful, because that's a lot of hot glue, and that will burn your finger. It's happened to me before. So just be careful when you lightly put it on the paper, and sort of just let it envelop it as on its own. Don't force it. Just let it do its thing. Because the idea here is when you go to glue it to the gun, you can lightly push on it to kind of spread it out more. But oh yeah, see, watch out for the edges though, because that glue will come out and it will burn you. Ow, like it did me. So just be careful if you want to do it when you do this part. There we go. Yeah, just put up against there. Not only will this provide strength, but when you glue to the gun, you're actually going to be gluing up to here and not on the other side, because that's where the action bar needs to run through. You can glue it, but you're going to be very careful not to glue the middle part, but like maybe the top and a little bit of the bottom, so a little action bar here can run through it. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck. So, and just give it a nice little fit. Make sure it can, still run through. Still can. We good, baby. Yep, it can still run through it. Yep, so there you go. So when you go to glue it, if you want to keep it straight, and I noticed, I didn't even notice this, but it's actually pretty straight. However, there's still a lot of wobble. Oh, sorry. There's still a lot of wobble on it, even though it's straight. So if you want to make it a nice snug fit, what you can do is, I'm trying to see where it's going wrong here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Just making sure it's nice and good. There we go. Like that. There we go. And then, there we go. Hopefully you get the idea. And then the thing pumps back. You're welcome. That's all I can hope for, So basically, as I said, you can make it straight, but as soon as it starts, moving side to side, what you can do, like I said, is just take one little piece. Just one little piece. Just one little piece. That one that encapsulates everything usually. There we go. So just cut this, cut that, cut a little bit here. So basically, just do that. And the reason for this is just basically when you want to glue it in properly, as such, it'll be a lot more structurally superb in there. That's all. That's all. If that doesn't bother you one bit, you don't have to do that part, but it's going to bother me. So, and I also tend to make a video on this too, so I also want to make it at least somewhat presentable. I'm already making a gun. I might as well make a video on it later, so. There we go. There we go. So so if you do this method and you notice it doesn't fit, if you look closely, what's happened to me here, this piece here is actually in the way. So if you want to, you can also just do this. Cut this part out so you can actually have a place to put your action bar. There we go. Quick fix. If that happens to you, which like it did to me, do that. And then when you glue everything together, you'll still have just enough room to run your action bar through. There we go. So it's going to look like that. Which is no biggie, actually. That's not going to affect anything. So. But if you're worried about it, you could just bend it outwards like that. So when you glue it together, it'll naturally be towards the end there. So. Alrighty. Okay. Woo, we're hitting the what's it called? The end game, boys. Okay. So in this case, I managed to cut it off at the right place, so you can just stick it on like that as such. But what I like to do here actually is just carefully with a knife split this end here like such. Split it up and do that. Why I'm going to do that is because doing it this way will allow you to glue it here and here, but also make it a very nice bond. Essentially, that's all you want. So one side I glued here, one dab I glued there, maybe in the middle. In fact, just spread it all around. You're gonna need this to really stick onto it. Yeah, typically I would use a bamboo skewer, but just for the sake to show that it doesn't work without it. You just gotta be a little bit more careful when pumping. You know, the gun. Even though it is cardboard, it will still crumple if you give it the chance. So just be very mindful when you're pumping it. Not to go too hard, otherwise you might crumple the thing. So. There we go. There we go. Oh, that piece came out. Oh, that's not good. Ow. That was ow there. Okay. No, doing that thing again. There we go. So it should look like that when attached. There we go. And it's still pretty structural, you know. Still it's pretty strong structurally speaking. So now the next part is don't forget this part, but now if you're going to attach it, kind of do it like that. Make sure everything is attached and don't forget, because I've done that before and I was in Misery City. I'll tell you that much right now. There we go. So hopefully when everything is nice and, you know, assembled, it should look like that. So when you pump it, if the paper didn't get stuck to it, no, it should look like it should look like that. Paper's in the way. It should look like that in a way. So, well, there's only one thing to do now, boys. We gotta glue it together like that. All right, so this is your last chance. Make sure everything is straight, because that's it. Once we do this, this is the final step, or not final, but it gets pretty close to the final step here. So once you do that, there's no going back. And for me, I'm just gonna send it, brother. I'm gonna send it. I'm sending it. Oh my gosh! Woo! I sent it a little too hard. I put too much glue. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so that's the. Oh, yeah. Be careful of all the globs of glue when you do that. it's gonna burn your hand. Just, please don't burn your hand doing that. But I like to do it like that. There we go. Oh yeah, and it's still very, very wet in a way. It wants to go forward, so make sure you're holding it forward, and as it's drying, make sure your barrel, you're asking about straight barrels, is centered. So as it dries, you know for sure, and then make sure it's within the markings we made, so it's not too far out, not too far in. Check the fitment as it's drying here. Yeah, there we go. And then just hold on to it for as long as it needs, because this may or not make or break the thing, because you do need that straight barrel, especially when you attach the pump arm and the action bar and the bolt assembly. So if this is crooked, you're gonna have you're not gonna have a fun time. You know, you're gonna be feeling it, Mr. Krabs. So make sure it's straight as possible. In this case, it is. So just give it like 30 more seconds just to dry out. Yep, there we go. There we go. Actually, there wasn't that much excess glue. Maybe just like a drop or two. Yeah, surprisingly. But, like I said, don't put as much as glue as I do. This is just for me to... extra security, really. It just helps me feel better. Just keep checking it. Hot glue, especially if you put like a crap ton like I do, will take like maybe a minute or two, maybe 3 to fully dry. So just make sure you're constantly checking it. You know, don't get too comfy just yet. It's still drying. I've learned that the hard way a few times, believe me. So don't make that mistake. Okay. So while you're doing that, check the fitment first. See if they all just slide on through. Ooh. Bang. Yep, that's good. Cool. Okay, let's let the shell in. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Okay. Okay, that's looking all right. Okay. Bang. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's fine. Okay. So it's getting a little stuck somewhere. That's totally fine if that happens. It's not the end of the world. It can happen for a variety of reasons. Oh, shoot. Should have done that. Oops. Oh, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to. So in this case, it looks like it's the side here. There we go. Deburr that. There we go. Okay. Okay, so now when you're ready to actually finalize it, then that's when you see how it's open like that. Then you put the bolt inside, do it like that, and then take your little pump here and then get ready to pump it. And if it doesn't move, that's fine. Just inspect why. So in my case, it looks like it is stuck on this piece. So what I'm going to do, so it's stuck on this little thing we did here. So that's easy. All you got to do is just do this. Like that. And then if you want, glue the edges like this. And that's fine. It's all mechanical and manual, so you don't have to worry about any. Lick your finger if you like to just round it off, and then pinch it, and then sort of flare it outwards as such, like that. There we go. And if that bothers you some more, just take this, deburr the edges. There we go. So when the hot glue sets, again, now it's stuck in like a more flared out position. There we go. Do it one last time. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So it's getting stuck there. But again, now it just requires a lot of, test fitting. There we go. There we go. So typically I like to have the end of the pump just where it starts to push it up. So like right there. That's it. That's the timing. Okay. Hey, Sunmaker. So basically, the rule of thumb I like to do is I'll have the pump all the way to the back as much as possible, and then I'll push the action bar forward. And then when you start to see that little piece like get like maybe up to that height right there, that's like a good general rule of thumb for the mechanism. There we go. Here you go like that. Oh, shoot. Oh, frick. Oh, I made a rookie mistake. Okay, my bad. I also forgot to tell you to reinforce the front piece, too. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got that piece. Oh my gosh, I made a rookie mistake. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so basically, while I did reinforce the back, the front is not reinforced at all, so that just ripped on me. So, I forgot to tell you how to do that piece. Not too hard, so just take another L piece. Make another L piece in this case. Fold it into an L. In this case, flatten it as best as you can. There we go. And then 2 dabs right here. Bam, bam. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. And yes, it is going to catch on the shells too. So what I'm going to do now is just take a little piece of tape. That's not going to work. There we go. Come on. God dang it. This tape is trolling me. Okay. This one from the top with feeling. There we go. Just a little piece of tape, and then just tape it over that little piece right there. So that way the shells don't get stuck and they can smoothly go over it. Yeah. Okay. Nice. And I am noticing I am having trouble having it eject. So this is where you can start to tune it. And so in my case, it's a good thing I left extra. So what you can do now, if you're having trouble, is the first thing I like to start at is... sorry. Get that fixed. There we go. Where I like to have that from fixed is right here. I like to open that part up a bit. So what I'm going to do... Hello, Arson Cat. Okay. I'm going to start opening up the ejection port now, just to make this work. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, okay, how are we supposed to make it eject? Okay, so here's actually the part that's gonna get a little bit more involved now. So, what you're gonna do is you want to make it like a little ramp, and I'll show you how. So in this case, get a little, probably get the thinnest piece of cardboard you can find. I don't have that, so I'm gonna have to make my own. So I'm gonna take a bamboo skewer and just slowly see these the little indentations. Stick your bamboo skewer into there if you don't have any thin cardboard, and just slowly kind of pry it open in a way. There we go. There we go. Then get rid of the other end here. There we go. Right now we're just making our own version of a poster. Not poster. It's like note card basically. Note card. Cardstock. There you go. I was trying to remember the name of it. You even mentioned it earlier too. There we go. Yeah, cardstock. There we go. We're just making cardstock essentially. Because we need cardboard now to help. So what we're doing now, if you don't know, is we're going to start optimizing the path of the ejection. So you don't have any issues anymore getting caught in the body. This is where it gets a little bit involved. So, there we go. Trying to clean it up as best I can. Hello, Enzo Thinks. There we go. There we go. Not the cleanest, but it'll get the job done. So, we want this thin because what we're going to do now is we're going to put it in the path of the ejection in the majority of the part. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to take that little piece of cardstock that we made essentially and put it in the path of the ejection port. So, we're going to take a little thin piece of glue. Just a little thin piece, not too much. And then just put it like right in the best as you can towards the middle of the entire thing. So it looks like that. And then what you're going to do now is you're going to get your bolt. And I do this with all the shotguns. Get your bolt. There we go. And just give it a test fit. Make sure it works. Everything runs fine for the most part. There we go. There we go. That's where most of the trouble is going to be at now. So you're going to have to cut this out, round it off a little. There we go. There we go. Okay, it's just to test it. Here we go. It's a piece of cardboard. There we go. That was a little test. And there we go. So now we just got to. Oh crap. Now we just gotta optimize this piece so it can actually allow us to do that. There we go. There we go. Oh, shoot. No, it's just meant to be. There we go. Ow, my side. There we go. Okay, so now that that works, I'm going to lightly glue it onto the top here. Ow. There we go. So I load it. Oh my gosh, there's so much glue strings everywhere. Okay, bang. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why it's not loading properly. Oh, excuse me. There we go. So, bang. There we go. Bang. Oh, crap. My code doesn't want to go down all the way. Oh, that's why this thing's in the way. There we go. Bang. Oh, now it's not working anymore. Why aren't you working? Trusted you. Oh, that's why. Whoops. The actual bolt was, the action bar was in the way. Okay. So, what's all that glue in there for? There we go. Now, all half of the trouble now is just trying to trim up the parts. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to reinforce this. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I need the bolt. I need the bolt. Where the bolt at? There we go. Alright, let's see if we can replicate it now. What I'm going to do now is install the little pump action thingy here. What you going to do? 1, 2, what you going to do? There we go. Now the hard part is just trying to get this thing to stay on here. Oh, I'm going to need a little... Oh, no, I did it wrong. Okay, and then now we just glued this action bar onto the pump itself. You want to make sure you time it right, yeah. When it hits the end of that pump, you want it to be flicking that shell out of there, like, with authority. Like your life depends on it. There we go. Hot, ow. There we go. Okay, let's test it. 1, 2, bang. Oh, yeah, the bolt might be stuck. Yeah, it is. Figured. Bang. There we go. Oh, nice. Straight pulled paper is the way to go, baby.
Company got wind of this, sent 40,000 candy bars.
Made my day 100 times better. I love summer so much.
There we go. Last left is do the finishing touches now. Okay, loading it up. Three. Gonna cheat a little. 4. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That is essentially the most simplistic pump action shotgun I can make. 1023, we're good at time. You know what? Let's go make it look a little pretty, right? We didn't go all this far just to stop half measured. So basically, a lot of the troubleshooting now is just trying to make it work. So, of course, to make it work. But, basically I added like a little piece of cardstock to make the ejection path more clear. So there's like, it's as smooth as possible. The timing has to be adjusted to where the main takeaway is just as you're hitting no, you don't want that. Come on. Oh yeah, I should probably round that out, actually. Yeah. As I was saying, yeah. So round that off. So basically, what's happening is as you're hitting the apex, the end of the travel, you want this lifter gate to be like just absurdly high up. Hence why you can't just, I already mentioned before, you can't just have your gun straight up. You gotta, make sure it's level before you pump it out. Otherwise everything just falls out. This is meant to be like just a representation of a shell ejector and not an actual one-for-one replication of how it functions. There we go. The loading technique was me just being too lazy to put it in through the loading gate. I mean, it's already open. The hole is there. I'm going to utilize it. GP25. GP25, baby. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now, ooh, I gotta stand real quick. I'm so sorry. My legs, I have bad knees and ankles. If I sit for too long, they start to get really sore. Oh, God. Give me like a, I need to stretch real quick. Give me a second. Oh, shoot. Ouch. Yeah, sorry about that. I tend to forget to stand up and stretch here and there. Ouchie, okay. Okay. Alright, you're going back. Sorry. I have to stretch, otherwise my knees start acting up like crazy. Alright, so the last step, really, at this point, is to finish it out. So, in this case, the thing, like I mentioned, is you basically take the length of this here and then put it up to here. So basically what I'm saying is, for visual aid, So, like, for example, let's say your bolt is from here to here, right? So the way I like to calculate how long I should make the body for, it's not a telescoping bolt. So basically what you're seeing here is these two markings here for this shell ejector. What I like to do is basically literally just double that length and go all the way back here. And then maybe add like little bits just for giggles. And then right there should be a good part right here. And then there you go. And to cut the body. And then just to see if it is correct. I might always be wrong sometimes. See where the bolt goes. There we go. Oh, wait. I just realized something. That's a little too long. Oh, the little bolt's too long. That explains it. Yeah, so what you start to do now is make this a little bit smaller. There we go. Oh, I accidentally put that a little too far forward.
Tostito scoops
Yeah, so there we go.
and chunks of salsa.
There we go.
Really go anywhere without each other.
Hopefully that helped.
Basically BFFs.
Not sure if you're still here. Yeah. Hopefully that's just to give a basic idea of how the thing works. So. But yeah. So I'm about to cut the bolt here real quick. The body. And in fact, I think actually it's a little too short. So in that case, I'll just extend it up to here. See if that works. All the way back. Yep, you can see right here is a good part right here. So, next, what we're going to do... Oh, you're good. Yeah, as long as you get the main gist of it, man, that's all I hoped for. So, yep. That's pretty much like the most bare bones shell ejector I can accomplish at the moment. There you go. Just gonna make a quick little... Oh, that's off. That's all. That's good to hear. That's all I hope for, man. You too. You have a good night. You have a good night. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So that was just meant to be a little live tutorial, I guess, on how to make one of these things. So now the fun part is just basically to finish it out, essentially. I already got this far, might as well. I was just gonna end the stream there, actually, but you know what? You know what? Let's finish this gun out. At least I have something, right? There we go. Yeah, there we go. And then the last part, really, is just to glue it shut. That's it. Glue it shut. Yeah, there we go. How you like them apples? There we go. There we go. Two, three, four. Okay, let's quad load this thing. Can I do that here? Nope, cannot. That was a bad idea. Nope. Oh well. There we go. So that's it. And then now I guess we're just gonna add the little details here. No. There we go. What the heck? Oh, there we go. All right, enough messing around with that. How are we gonna finish it out? Oh, in the distance, in the sky. Hey, man of mine with man of mine. Man of mine with them go. It still looks like a Master Key shotgun. In it, up in it. I freaking love this song, dude. Exactly. This is like one of the best songs to play on Death Sentence. I don't do it often, but when I do, ooh, there's no other song except No Substitutes. That or Death Wish. I like that song too, personally. The rules. Yeah. Can't stop messing with it. Alright, I'm gonna go. Oh, whoops. Now it's supposed to go there. So, excuse me. Give You My All is also a good song. Actually, let me see. Where's I will give you my all, pretty baby. Okay. Okay. I can be right back. Behave yourselves. Max into it, max out, pursue it.
you seen someone look angry in a mini electric? Can you look angry in a go-kart for adults? No, you can't.
Alrighty. The song is called Bullet Rain. Bullet Rain, yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's change it up. Yeah. Where is I will get ooh, this was a this oh, that's gonna get me copyrighted. This one's one of my faves. Do 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 do. You know. Okay, excuse me. I actually no idea what I want to do here. Let's see. On off, pump. idea. There you go. Oh. No, that's a sawn off. I need a pump action. Okay, that can work. Screw it. We'll go with that. Alright, let's go finish out this shotgun. Okay. Actually, I have this piece, actually. Let's just use this. So it doesn't go to waste. Yeah. I've always wanted to make a shotgun where the pump goes past this piece. I always wanted to do that, actually. Let's see. Yeah, I freaking love the build up on this song too. One of my faves. Oh. Okay. Oh, yeah, I could have, but I wanted to make a little sawn off. I don't know why. Oh, actually, hold on. I have an idea. Oh, no, that's going to be cursed. Ooh. That's cursed. Hold on. I have an idea. Oh, no, that's it. You gave me an idea. Now you're all going to have to suffer for it. Drum mag? Maybe. What's with all you in drum mags all of a sudden? What's up with the drum mags? Everyone's asking for drum mags. First the anti-tank rifle, now this. Y'all are out of control. I like it. Yeah. There we go. You asked for it. I'm sorry, man. Now it has to happen. Savo 12 suppressor. What does that look like? Oh, I misjudged the thing. Ooh.
Shop best-selling mattresses at Black Friday prices now at Ashley with 0% interest through July 2028 in-store only. Save $1,000 on select Sealy mattresses and stop back in for our Super Sleep Weekend for even better sleep and savings. Only at Ashley.
Dun 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 dun. It's heavy though. Salvo 12 suppressor on earth is. Oh wait, what am I folding this for? No. Salvo 12 was my phone. Salvo 12. It's just a block. You see what I mean? You want to make that thing? Oh, that's cursed. I like it. Alright. Oh, nice. Can't go. That sounds cool. I always wanted to try something like that one day. Just re-blue something or like completely, what was it called? What's it called? I forgot what it's called. Restore it. Build it. Okay. Where'd that piece go? I need that. Where'd that piece go? Give me. Yeah. Do 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 do. There we go. You know, I'm still debating if it is or not. I like it. All right. Okay.
Introducing Tropicana Zero Sugar, with no added sugar and no artificial sweetener ingredients. It's a refreshingly new experience. Tropicana Zero Sugar. Sip your sunshine.
I thought about that, but unfortunately this gun is not meant for speed loading. It's so finessey, finicky. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Now, yeah, hold on. Oh man, cannot think. The GTA 5 shotgun. Why is that showing up here for? Okay. Let's see here. It's the max. Hmm. Hmm. Kind of actually stumped right now. I don't know what to do right now. I'm kind of tired. Oh, I'm trying to think. There we go. Okay. It looks crappy. Whatever. do. There we go. The heck is that? There we go. Go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm excited. Although I'm very cautiously excited because I'm not really a fan of always online. But who knows? I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna be always playing the game so online. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm just more curious on how they're gonna treat the microtransactions because I know Payday 2. Ooh, I remember when the saves first came out. Ooh, everyone was not happy about it. So we'll see how they'll. I'm kind of curious what to see what they'll do regarding Yeah, it kind of does. The only noticeable in the only yeah, I can see 2.5. Yeah, I don't know. The only noticing difference I've noticed, apart from the graphics change, is the movement is a little bit more interesting. Like you can slide now, and I think they reworked the hostage and guard mechanics, so that's interesting. So I guess we'll have to see. Okay. Ouch. Oh, check something real quick. Ocean Man. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm so exhausted, I don't know why. I have an idea. I made this. I'm gonna borrow it real quick. Okay, see here. Okay. All right. Yeah, I came from work and today was pretty hectic. I'm trying to at least want to what's it called? Let me at least something. How did I do it on that one? Okay, I can do this real quick actually. The vector. Oh my gosh, yeah, the vector. Sorry. Yeah, this thing. I made it for my last PAX cosplay. I went as a division agent, and the vector was my main primary. So I need to repair it so I can showcase it. But yeah, that's where the stock came from. Just put it on here and all that. There we go. It has charging handles. bolt catch, mag release, trigger, ambidextrous, fire and safety levers. You can field strip it, but I'm not gonna bother right now. Yeah, I made this for PAX, so. That was like 2 years ago, I think. Oh yeah, I took off the stock for a reason. There we go. Oh, you'll see what I'm gonna do here. I have an idea now. Yeah, I have yet to showcase the guns I brought along with it. Yeah, I think after this though. Yeah, I think after this stream, I'm gonna start working on my cosplay for PAX. Now that I mentioned it, I just wanted to test out this new setup, you know, with the dual cameras. So, you know, when I'm done doing this, you know, hey, what's up, you guys? You know, so we'll see. Yeah, I cannot think right now for some reason. God. You know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm really tired. I cannot even process anything right now. Shoot. No, okay. I said I was gonna at least finish this. But yeah, I made up a new setup. I got a new camera right here that you're looking at. My other camera set up as the hand cam, and yeah, the VP70. Yeah, the VP70 right here. I thought, okay. Other camera. Yeah, baby. That's this one right here. VP70.
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster?
This one right here. The one that ejects shells. I need to actually make a new mag for it so I can eject shells. But yeah.
Modify your
Magazine,
URLs.
a fake one I
Inspect all of them in
accidentally
one
lost the
click
real
and
one
more.
with, so.
Save time, customize
Yeah.
freely with SEO on Wix.
Let's see here. Will that still work? Let's see it. Pow! Yeah, it still works. Okay. I just need a magazine for it. But yeah, I think after this stream, I'm gonna get to work with the with my what's it called? With my Ghostbusters cosplay. Okay. Yeah. No, that's cursed. There we go. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh! No! There we go. Ow! Ah! 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 Ow! support myself.
City believes in the doers, the makers, the movers, and companies like me who process their payments all over the world.
Yeah, don't worry.
So doers
This is one of those things. I'm just gonna finish this thing up real quick
City.
because I actually want to see what's it called? This thing happen. I want to see this thing exist. Oh wait. Oh, that is the thing. Oh. Yeah, it looks so cursed. So. Little little tactical shotgun. Okay. Yeah, let me just finish this little. Oh wait, first let me check functionality test real quick. It still works. Okay. It didn't work. We're gonna lose it. Okay. But yeah, I'll just gonna attach the stock and then I'll call it good for here for now. Yeah, I don't know. Work really just killed me today. I wasn't expecting it, but ooh, work do be like that at times, huh? There we go. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even get that part right. Come on. There you go. Come on, baby. Work with me. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish this little piece right here real quick, and then... Yeah, there you go. There we go. No, you're good, man. I could barely even speak. There we go. It's a tactical subby shotgun. Okay, let's make a quick little grip. Oh, wait. Blurst, yeah, boy. Oh, there you go. Now I can call it here for now. But first, I'm gonna show you all this madness that I'm gonna show you all why I shouldn't have this kind of power. Behold, the super shorty tactical shotgun. Yeah, you can even stand the. There we go. There we go. Oh shoot, look at this thing. And the best part, of course, this was just meant to be a little tutorial shotgun, but I was like, you know what, let's make it look a little prettier, right? Stand the stock a bit, if I can. Yeah. That's so funny, I don't know. It's just, oh. There we go. That's funny. Oh my gosh. But yeah. It ejects. And oh. There we go. There we go. It's a little I don't know, some sort of sub compact, I don't know, sawn-off tactical shotgun or something. Oh. There we go. Oh well. That's it. So this was meant to be a tutorial shotgun, you know, a live action, I guess, tutorial thing for this, for the shotgun, for the air. But as long as they got the help they got from this, then that's all that matters to me. And if you guys happen to catch it, you know, while I was building it along, cool. Shotgun thingy. Yeah, let's call it the Suburb Defender. No, call it the FUD Special. Oh my gosh. Shotgun thingy. Yeah, the recoil goes crazy. Buzzword, buzzword. The stock is making my cardboard make himself cry. Oh, why is it making you cry? Oh, don't cry. The stock isn't hard to make. You just gotta reverse engineer, at least an airsoft stock in my case, and that's how I was able to figure out how these things work, for the most part. Yeah. Yeah, shotgun thingy perfectly adequately describes this. Now there's all the shells, okay. I gotta do some cleaning up to do. Oh, that's right, I never even attached the front part here. The FUD Special, or... Oh, you know what I should add at least? A little thing here so you don't blow your fingers off. Nah. What I can do is add little rib or something. Nah, that's too much work. I'll definitely add some stuff to this later just so I can showcase it, but yeah. The FUD Special shotgun thingy. I'm making one, looks but agree. Oh, the hand stop. Yeah, you know what? Let's make a hand stop real quick. Why not? I have enough energy for a little hand stop. There you go. That's not too big.
Don't you wish your phone looked
Don't you wish your phone could flex like this?
Don't you wish your phone could fit in here? Don't ya?
Pre-order now and get a free storage upgrade.
Yeah, there we go.
Get cable-free live TV with no hidden fees or long-term contracts and 100 plus channels. YouTube TV. Try it free. Terms apply. Cancel anytime.
Oh! Woo! Confirmed thrills, baby. Okay. Yeah, let's add a hand stop. Actually, we're gonna need that, especially for a shotgun like this. The song is so good. There we go, that's a hand stop. There we go. Hand stop. Yeah, the song is so good. Okay, hear me out. No, I shouldn't. Yeah, I should. Alright, I'm doing it. I don't care. Send it. Actually, that's a good way to... No, then... No.
Tostitos' hint of lime is more than a chip.
It's a lifestyle. Oh, there we go.
If you know,
you know. Oh.
Tostitos. Get to the good stuff. Yeah, buddy. Oh, it's gonna burn my hand. I can feel. Oh, I can really feel it's gonna burn my hand later. Ooh. Do it. Send it. Send it. Oh. Oh, that was a little too clumsy. There we go. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Yes, the angled foregrip. That's how you know you're tactical. You're operator AF, brother.
The angled foregrip on a stubby shotgun. What the frick? What on earth are you going up? Who's rushing this hard in Call of Duty, brother? Oh, here we go. Yeah, then give it a big sight. Yeah, there we go. This is where the real fun begins now. Delirium is sitting in. Yeah, brother. There we go. Oh. Right. There we go. Okay, actually, what we need up in here? We need some weight. Yeah, pretty much. Why is the face recognition doing that to me? Doing me dirty. Help me. Now I was supposed to stop after the stock, but now I see the light at the end of the tunnel for this thing. And I'm here for it, and I really want to see it. We're gonna paint it gold. Oh, I prestiged my gun. That's how you know I'm level 25 prestige, brother. Got that golden diamond camo on me. It's a javelin reticle. There you go. You got the angle of the foregrip. That's how you know they're serious business now. Okay. Yeah, that's funny. Alright. I better stop before I keep adding some more stupid crap to this thing. But yes, it's adjustable stock. Aggressive forward angle grip.
sight, and of course, you can, yeah, baby. There we go. I think that'll do it for now. I think this gun is as maxed up as you can get it. You can love that. Alright. Anyways. This thing is so overly complicated. Oh, almost cut myself. That was bad. Alright. Well, that sure does it. Oh. Righteous. Alright. Shotgun. Shells. 10:32. Yep. I think that's a good time to stop it as any. Call it there. I was supposed to stop after adding the stock, but then I saw the light with the angled foregrip and the little sight. So I had to do it. Otherwise, I don't think I would limit myself. Oh man, I need some lotion on my hands, bro. My hands are dry. They're cracking. Owie. Anyways. I'm not ending on an ad. Come on. Oh, you jokester. We're going to end it on this. Yeah! Alright. Now, we can end it here. So, hope you guys enjoyed this little stream again. I'm really excited about this new setup now, so at least now people could see, you know, you could talk to me this way, or you could see the handiwork going on here, so you could actually observe the process. So, hopefully it comes in handy for the future streams if I consider to do this, or, you know, if it's just one of those curious things I want to see if I want to try it. But so far I've been enjoying it, and hopefully this new setup, as you can tell, I got lights properly. Got lights, new camera, another camera, a switcher here so you can do that whole camera thingy, you know. So, Punty. I like the name of that, Punty. I like the name of it, Punty. We can go with Punty. Alright, its name is now Punty. So, yeah, I like Punty. I like its name. Actually, I read it right here. Hold on, let me go. Punty, it's its new name, people. There we go. It's now, this gun is now officially called Punty. Why is there an R41 here? Oh well. But yeah, I'm happy to give you guys, it is, that's good. I'm happy to hear that, Gunmaster and Samuel, that my streams are enjoyable a little. Like I said, I'm not too much of a streamer myself, or like a live stream kind of guy. I'm not, I don't find myself too entertaining, but if you guys are enjoying it, then at least I'm doing my job somewhat. I'm just doing an extractor on there. But yeah, I think I'm definitely going to continue doing this when we're kind of content. That's fair. I'm happy to hear that. Still getting a hang of this thing, but for the most part, yeah, hopefully this new setup thing going on here definitely helps. So I guess we're just going to have to wait to see what happens in the future, right? So, Punty and me. Thank you guys for coming out again. Hopefully next time I stream, it'll be the Ghostbusters Proton Pack. And I do intend to put lights in it and all that, so that's going to take some while. So I better get started now and quit putting it off. I'm nervous, but you know, that's just one of the things about making a big project. So, well, I better order the fight suit too.
Oh well. So anyways, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a good night. And I guess I'm gonna have to call it here for the 8th time now. So my name is Tailman. Was happy I prefer. And as always, you guys, be chill. And then you do this thing right here. Check it. Oh, it doesn't even show. Oh, got it. That's funny.